जय गुरु। प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन, प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन। अंतर मंदिर आसीब बसिब, अंतर मंदिर आसीब बसिब, अंतर मंदिर आसीब बसिब, तोषिब ए प्राण मन, तोषिब ए प्राण मन। केबे आसीब से दिन, प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन, प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन। जागी बसी अछि केते कालु मोहि, जागी बसी अछि केते कालु मोहि, तब श्री चरण दर्शन पाई, जागी बसी अछि केते कालु मोहि, तब श्री चरण दर्शन पाई, शरणागतरे कृपा करि देव, शरणागतरे कृपा करि देव, सार्थक कर जीवन, सार्थक कर जीवन। प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन, प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन। अविरत मोर आकुल पराण, अविरत मोर आकुल पराण, खोजी बोलो थाए सदा निशि दिन, अविरत मोर आकुल पराण, खोजी बोलो थाए सदा निशि दिन। तुम कम छवि हेरिबा पाइकी, तुम कम छवि हेरिबा पाइकी, निरत खोजे नयन, निरत खोजे नयन। प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन, प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन। अपरूप तव मोहन मूरति, अपरूप तव मोहन मूरति, निरेखिबा पाई बळाइछि मति, निरेखिबा पाई बळाइछि मति, आखि नीरे धोई श्री चरण बेनी, आखि नीरे धोई श्री चरण बेनी, पशिबी पदे शरण, पशिबी पदे शरण। प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन, प्राण ठाकुर केबे आसीब से दिन। ମାଗିବିନି କିଛି ହେ ଦୟା ସାଗର, ମାଗିବିନି କିଛି ହେ ଦୟା ସାଗର, ମାଗିବିନି କିଛି ହେ ଦୟା ସାଗର, ଶ୍ରୀପଦ ଶିବାରୁ ବଞ୍ଚିତ ନ କର, ଶ୍ରୀପଦ ଶିବାରୁ ବଞ୍ଚିତ ନ କର।
ଭବବନ୍ଧନ ମୋଚନ ପୂଜବର ଗୁଣହୀନମ ଶେଷ ଗୁଣାଧିପତେ ଭାବଭୀରୁଜନି ସତ ତମ୍ବରଦମ୍ ପ୍ರಣମାମି ଗୁରୁ ଶିବକଳ୍ପତରୁଂ ପ୍ರಣମାମି ଗୁରୁ শিবকল্পতরুং। আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, সজা ফুটবাস কুসুমঞ্জলি, সজা ফুটবাস কুসুমঞ্জলি, আর বুঝি শ্রীচরণী, আর বুঝি শ্রীচরণী, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে। কেউ মন্ত্রী তুম অর্চনা করিবি, କିଛି ମୋତେ ଜଣା ନାହିଁ, କେଉଁ ମନ୍ତ୍ରୀ ତୁମ ଅର୍ଚ୍ଚନା କରିବି, କିଛି ମୋତେ ଜଣା ନାହିଁ, ତୁମ ମହାନାମ ମହାମନ୍ତ୍ର ଏକା, ତୁମ ମହାନାମ ମହାମନ୍ତ୍ର ଏକା, ଏତିକି ଜାଣିଛି ସାଇ, ଏତିକି ଜାଣିଛି ସାଇ, ତୁମରି ଆଶୀଷ ଦାନେ, ତୁମରି ଆଶୀଷ আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ
লগনে,
আজি শুভ লগনে, তুম পিরতির প্রীতি মো জনা, কিন্তু অনুভবে যাহা, তুম পিরতির প্রীতি মো জনা, কিন্তু অনুভবে যাহা, অন্তহীন বিরহর অগ্নিতাপ, অন্তহীন বিরহর অগ্নিতাপ, কি জড়াই পারে নিয়া, কি জড়াই পারে নিয়া, প্রেম পুলকিত প্রাণী, প্রেম পুলকিত প্রাণী, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে,
আজি
শুভ লগনে, স্থূল সূক্ষ্ম ভেদ টুটাই মো মনো, দেখাই আলোক পথ, স্থূল সূক্ষ্ম ভেদ টুটাই মো মনো, দেখাই আলোক পথ, তুম প্রেম ভাসে বান্ধি রাখিথ, তুম প্রেম ভাসে বান্ধি রাখিথ, মাগুছি পসারি হাত, মাগুছি পসারি হাত, দিয়া সর চরণে, দিয়া সর চরণে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, সজা ফুটবাস কুসুমাঞ্জলি, সজা ফুটবাস কুসুমাঞ্জলি, আর বুঝি শ্রী চরণে, আর বুঝি শ্রী চরণে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে, আজি শুভ লগনে।
জয় গুরু, জয় গুরু। Sadguru Swami Nigamananda Upadeshamrita, page 238, Perfection of Life. Perfection of life is not achieved only by performing some spiritual rites. Practice dependence on God. Surrender completely to Him. Take His refuge. Sing His victory amid joys and sorrows, health and sickness, prosperity and adversity. Dedicate your life for the welfare of the entire world with the knowledge and feeling that God is present in the smallest of the small and the biggest of the big. Thus your life will be glorified and you will gain supreme bliss. Take care that you never yield to any doubt in His compassion in the midst of adversity, anxiety, unhappiness, or sorrows and tears. If you depend on Him firmly and patiently, one day He will shoulder all your burden and remove all your wants. If you entrust Him your burden, He will surely do your welfare. How can a wound be healed if you obstruct the treatment of the doctor? He concedes his devotees the worldly suffering for their spiritual development on knowing the fact that disease provides the remedy. But never forget that God is always good. Dear child, remain afloat as before in the oceanic joys, surrendering to Him in the absence of worries and anxiety. If you, at intervals, fall in the whirlpool, know for sure that it is never everlasting. One day you will land with me in the realm of eternal bliss and enjoy unceasing sweetness and essence of love. Joy.
जय गुरु। पूर्व संघाधिवेशन विवरण नीलाचल सरस्वती संघ पुरी शाखा अमेरिका सरस्वती संघ 195तम अधिवेशन विवरण 12/8/2019। श्री ठाकुर महाराज का अपार करुणा बल आज संघाधिवेशन यथा समय सुसंपन्न है। सकाल 7:15 यथाक्रमे निहार भाई और वृंदावन पाई मन मंदिर शपथ द्वार और आश्वास रसराज रासबिहारी प्रतीक्षा गान करथिले एवं अन्यान्य भाई माँ मैंने टेलीकॉन्फ्रेंस जोगे योगदान करथिले। अनुजित भाई श्री ठाकुर को आरती करथिले एवं अन्य भाई माँ मैंने यूट्यूब माध्यम श्री ठाकुर को आरती दर्शन सुजोग लाभ करथिले। यहाँ पर विश्वजित भाई नेतृत्व में वंदना स्तोत्र वंदना कर ज्ञान भाई सभापति आसन ग्रहण करी परिचयपत्र पाठ करथिले। सम्मेलन प्रार्थना और आश्रम मंदिर नित्य सेवा पूजा प्रार्थना पाठ करथिले। शास्त्र पाठ क्रम संघ सेवक नवम भाग चतुर्थ संख्या पाठ कर एवं प्रार्थनाकारी प्रति विषय मन को एकाग्र कर उपकारिता और किपरि सेवकर आध्यात्मिक उन्नति सहयोग करी सेवक मन शुद्ध होता है और इंद्रिय संयम और रिपु दमन करी दिव्य जीवन लाभ करिबारे साहाय्य करिता है। यहाँ पर वृंदावन भाई गुरु पाद पद्मे चित्त थाउरी प्रार्थना गान करथिले। यहाँ पर श्री गुरु गीता पुस्तक श्लोक 81 लिप्सिता माँ पाठ करथिले। तत्परे निहार भाई श्री ठाकुर महाराज को बाल्य भोग निमंत्रण करथिले एवं आश्रम मंदिर रे उपस्थित थिबा भक्त भाई और माँ पिला को बाल्य प्रसाद मध्य निमंत्रण करथिले। यहाँ पर जयगुरु नाम कीर्तन करा जाय आसन बंद करा जायतिला एवं श्री ठाकुर महाराज को भोग निवेदनान्ते भक्त माने प्रसाद ग्रहण करथिले। संघ पूजार द्वितीय अधिवेशन 9:45 आह्वान संगीत यथाक्रमे सुकन्या माँ और देवाशीष भाई कमल चरण कुसुम अंजलि और पखाड़ी भी बोली चरण जुगल एवं थरे बंशी बजाओ कन्हाई रे गान करथिले। ଓ ଅନ୍ୟାନ୍ୟ ଭାଇ ଓ ମା ମାନେ ଟେଲିକନଫରେନ୍ସ ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ଯୋଗଦାନ କରିଥିଲେ। ଦିବା 10ଟା ସମୟରେ ପ୍ରଣାମୀ ଗାନ ସହ ଆସନ ଉନ୍ମୋଚନ କରାଯାଇଥିଲା ଏବଂ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ ନାହିଁ ନନ୍ଦନ ବନର ସୁମନ ବନ୍ଦନା ଗାନ କରିଥିଲେ। ଏହାପରେ ପ୍ରତିମା ନିଗମ ଉପଦେଶ ପୁସ୍ତକରୁ ଭଗବାନଙ୍କ ବ୍ୟଥା ବିଷୟଟି ପାଠ କରିଥିଲେ। ଏଥିରେ ଗୋଟିଏ ଭାବକୁ ନେଇ ଚଳିବାକୁ ଓ ନିର୍ଭର କରି ନିର୍ଭୟ ହେବାକୁ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ଉପଦେଶ ଦେଇଥିଲେ। ଯାହା ହେଉଛି ଭଗବାନଙ୍କ ଇଚ୍ଛାରେ ହେଉଛି ଏବଂ ଏଥିରେ ବିଚଳିତ ନ ହୋଇ ନିର୍ଭରତା ଅବଲମ୍ବନ କରି ଜୀବନ ନିର୍ବାହ କରିବାକୁ ଉପଦେଶ ଦିଆଯାଇଥିଲା। ତତ୍ପରେ ସଙ୍ଗୀତା ମା ପୂର୍ବ ସଂଘ ପୂଜାର ଅଧିବେଶନ ବିବରଣୀ ପାଠ କରିଥିଲେ। ତତ୍ପରେ ସୁବ୍ରତ ଭାଇ ପ୍ରେମିକ ଗୁରୁ ଗ୍ରନ୍ଥ ପାଠ କରିଥିଲେ ଏବଂ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ ଆଲୋଚନା କରିଥିଲେ। ଏଥିରେ ଭକ୍ତିର ଅଧିକାରୀ ହେବା ପାଇଁ ଯେଉଁ ଗୁଣ ଓ ସଂସ୍କାର ଆବଶ୍ୟକ ତାହା ଆଲୋଚନା କରାଯାଇଥିଲା। ମହତ୍ ସଙ୍ଗରୁ ଶୁଦ୍ଧ ସଂସ୍କାର ଓ ବୈରାଗ୍ୟ ଦ୍ୱାରା ମନର ଶୁଦ୍ଧତାରେ ଭଗବତ ଆରାଧନାରେ ଶ୍ରଦ୍ଧାଜାତ ଏବଂ ଶ୍ରଦ୍ଧା ଭକ୍ତି ବିଷୟରେ ଅଧିକାରୀ କିପରି ହୋଇପାରିବା, 4 ପ୍ରକାର ବ୍ୟକ୍ତି ଆର୍ତ, ଜିଜ୍ଞାସୁ, ଅର୍ଥାତ ଏବଂ ଜ୍ଞାନୀଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ ଆଲୋଚନା କରାଯାଇଥିଲା। ଏହାପରେ ବୃନ୍ଦାବନ ଭାଇ ମତେ ସେବକ ପଣରେ ରଖ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ସଙ୍ଗୀତ ଗାନ କରିଥିଲେ। ପରବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ଶାସ୍ତ୍ର ପାଠ ସଂସାର ପଥେ ପ୍ରଥମ ଭାଗ ସନ୍ଦୀପ ଭାଇ ପାଠ କରିଥିଲେ। ଏଥିରେ କିପରି ଏହି ସଂସାରରେ ଅନାସକ୍ତ ଭାବରେ ନିଜ କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ କର୍ମ କରିବାକୁ ହେବ ଏବଂ କିପରି ଭଗବତ ଚିନ୍ତନରେ ନିଜକୁ ରଖିବାକୁ ହେବ ତାହା ପାଠ କରାଯାଇଥିଲା। ତତ୍ପରେ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ ଭକ୍ତମାନଙ୍କର ସଂଘାଧିବେଶନରେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନର ଉତ୍ତର ପ୍ରଦାନ କରିଥିଲେ। ଦିନ 11ଟା ସମୟରେ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କର ୟଙ୍ଗ ଆସ୍ପିରେଣ୍ଟ ସେସନ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହୋଇଥିଲା ଏବଂ ଆର୍ଯ୍ୟନ ଭାଇ ଖୋଜିବା ପରି ମୁଁ ଖୋଜି ନାହିଁ ପ୍ରଭୁ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ସଙ୍ଗୀତ ଗାନ କରିଥିଲେ ଏବଂ ବେଦମତୀ ମା ୟଙ୍ଗ ଆସ୍ପିରେଣ୍ଟ ମାନଙ୍କ ଉପସ୍ଥାନ ଗ୍ରହଣ କରିଥିଲେ। ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କ ଷ୍ଟଡି ମେଟେରିଆଲରୁ ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ପୁରୁଷୋତ୍ତମ ଧାମ ପୁରୀ ବିଷୟରେ ଆଲୋଚନା କରାଗଲା ଏବଂ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଉତ୍ତର ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କର ଜିଜ୍ଞାସା ଦୂର କରାଯାଇଥିଲା। ତତ୍ପରେ ଆଦ୍ୟାସା ଏବଂ ନିହାର ଭାଇ ଭାବ ବିନିମୟ କରିଥିଲେ ଏବଂ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ମଧ୍ୟାହ୍ନ ଭୋଗ ଏବଂ ସାନ୍ଧ୍ୟ ପୂଜା ପାଇଁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରିଥିଲେ। ଏହାପରେ ଆହ୍ନିକ, ଶିବାନୀମା ଓ ତ୍ରିନାଥ ଭାଇ ଆସନ୍ତା ସଂଘାଧିବେଶନ ଡିସେମ୍ବର 15କୁ ଏବଂ ସାନୁଜିତ ଭାଇ ନର୍ଥ କାରୋଲିନା ପାଟଚକ୍ରର ଅଧିବେଶନ ଡିସେମ୍ବର 14କୁ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜ ଭକ୍ତ ଭାଇ ମା ଓ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରିଥିଲେ। ସଂଘାଧିବେଶନରେ ହୋଇଥିବା ତ୍ରୁଟି ବିଚ୍ୟୁତି ପାଇଁ ନିହାର ଭାଇ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜଙ୍କୁ କ୍ଷମା ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିଥିଲେ ଏବଂ ତତ୍ପରେ ବିଦାୟ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ଭାଇ ମା ଗାନ କରିଥିଲେ ଏବଂ ଜୟଗୁରୁ ନାମ କୀର୍ତ୍ତନ କରାଯାଇ ଆସନ ବନ୍ଦ କରାଯାଇଥିଲା। ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜ ବିଶ୍ରାମ ଗୃହକୁ ଆଗମନ କରି ଭୋଗ ଗ୍ରହଣ କରିଥିଲେ ଏବଂ ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ଭକ୍ତମାନେ ମଧ୍ୟାହ୍ନ ପ୍ରସାଦ ସେବନ କରିଥିଲେ। ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ ଉପସ୍ଥାନ ଗ୍ରହଣ କରିଥିଲେ ଏବଂ ତାହା ୱେବସାଇଟରେ ଅପଲୋଡ କରାଯାଇଛି। ଭାଇ ମା ମାନେ ଜୟଗୁରୁ ନାମ ନେଇ ସଂଘାଧିବେଶନରୁ ବିଦାୟ ନେଇଥିଲେ। ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଚରଣ ସହିତ ଆଦ୍ୟାସା ଓ ନିହାର ଭାଇ। ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ। ପ୍ରେମିକ ଗୁରୁ, eligibility for devotion, page 48. Bhakti is chiefly of 2 types, Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. Just as both types of bhaktis are different from each other, similarly eligibility for obtaining results of these 2 types of bhakti are also equally different. Those who are neither very much attracted to Varnashrama dharma nor too much detached from it are eligible for Vaidhi Bhakti. But these who are essentially lured by Brajabhava and are independent of the scriptural reasoning are entitled to Raganuga Bhakti. The first category of devotees enter into worship of God as prescribed due to the fear of its principles and sense of duty. But the sadhakas of the second category, that is Uttamadhikari, are passionately inclined to worship of God only out of natural attachment and love. Being indifferent to doctrines of the scripture, they are adhere to bhava beyond reason and evidence. Such bhava is congenial to one's own natural attraction and liking. If anyone of if anyone on acquiring natural attachment and love for divinity is also regulated by the doctrines of the scripture, his bhakti is termed as Mishra Bhakti, that is mixed devotion. It is true that the devotee of Raganuga Bhakti doesn't rely on the tenets of the scripture, but the components of the Vaidhi Bhakti spontaneously manifest in them as their natural attributes. The devotees the devotee of Vaidhi Bhakti lives up to the scripture in every step with proper regard and doesn't deviate from do's and don'ts of the scripture. But the devotee of Raganuga Bhakti is not of that type. He forsakes the do's and the don'ts of the scriptures and surrenders at the feet of Sri Gurudev, who is engrossed in divine love. He is initiated to direct bhajana by him. The devotion of Raganuga Bhaktas emerges from the grace of the devotee and grace of a devotee and is enriched by their company. Vaidhi Bhakti results in fourfold salvation. One of them, out of them, some attain Swakheswajya Mukti, that is salvation associated with happiness and opulence, and some others, Prema Savatra Mukti, that is salvation associated with love and seva. However, devotees realizing Prema Madhurya do not accept any of these two types of mukti, so they attain pure love and service. Sajujya Mukti is against all types of bhakti. Some people say that Raganuga Bhakti emerges from Vaidhi Bhakti, but this view doesn't seem totally appropriate. Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti are entirely different. One is of intrinsic nature and the other is, one is of extrinsic nature and the other one is intrinsic nature of sadhana bhakti. Although features like Sravana and Kirtana etc. are common to both types of bhakti, but there are huge elemental difference between them. Presentive worship is basic components of Vaidhi Bhakti, but Raganuga Bhakti doesn't subscribe to such worship. Direct bhajan is its supreme component. The first type of bhakti is mixed with karma and jnana, but the second type from the onset is devoid of karma and jnana. Vaidhi Bhakti is characterized by the intense sense of greatness. Vaidhi Bhakti emerges from the compassion of Gunamaya Bhakta, that is devotee with attributes. On the other hand, Raganuga Bhakti blossoms with the grace of Nirguna Bhakta, that is devotee without attribute, following the path of Raga, that is love. Therefore, the presumption that Raganuga Bhakti emerges from Vaidhi Bhakti is unacceptable. Those who hold the view that Vaidhi Bhakti is the cause of Raganuga Bhakti are probably unable to realize the basic nature of Raganuga Bhakti or have imagined Pradhanibhuta Bhakti born from Vaidhi Bhakti as Raganuga Bhakti. It is also not that Vaidhi Bhakti is always governed by the doctrines of the scriptures. The devotees of Vaidhi Bhakti rely upon the scripture and favorable reasoning till the advent of Bhava. They also forsake the instructions of scripture as soon as Rati ushers in. It is true that Vaidhi Bhakti becomes emptied of karma and jnana in the matured stage and is transformed to Sudha Bhakti. Nevertheless, it cannot be called Raganuga or Ragatmika Bhakti. The devotees following Vaidhi Marga acquire Pradhanibhuta Bhakti in the matured stage. They are regarded as Atmarama Santa Bhakta, that is sense devotees enjoying union with Atma. Their bhava is hugely mixed with a deep sense of greatness of God. So Vaidhi Bhakti can never be the cause of Raganuga Bhakti. Reciting and singing my glory with the Vaidhi Bhakti, never can you attain exquisite Brajabhava so sweet. Sri Sri Chaitanya Charanamrita. Bhakti is basically pure, attributeless, and independent. It is the supreme Hladini Shakti of Bhagavan, the Sachidananda. The extrinsic nature is Pradhanibhuta and intrinsic nature is Kevala. When Pradhanibhuta Bhakti manifests with the help of Sattva Guna in the heart of the devotee, it appears slightly pale. In this state, it is termed Vaidhi or Gunamai. It is slightly pale and tender due to the contact with Maya. Again, Kevala Bhakti appears in its own self and remains totally undistorted and untouched by Maya while residing in the Maya-ridden head of a Pravartaka Bhakta, that is beginner. So from the outset, such devotion is very forceful and emptied of karma and jnana, etc. It is called raganuga, so long as the heart of a devotee is alloyed with attributes. In this situation, Adheya Bhakti, only due to the attributes of the container, also appears gentle like the morning sun. Otherwise, it never deviates from itself in spite of defects of the container. On the other hand, it is very soon renders the container attributeless like oneself. It is due to the impact of Vasudha Bhakti that the heart of a devotee stricken with attributes very soon transcends Maya. Maya has dual nature, one avidya and another vidya. Avidya in its external nature, avidya is its external nature and vidya is the internal nature. A devotee pierces both these seeds of heart through Nirguna Bhakti. Vidya emerges as soon as avidya disappears due to the practice of devotion. This vidya is termed Tattva Jnana or Atma Jnana. But in the primary stage, that knowledge, on appearing for a while, disappears because of a Suddha, that is pure Bhakta's dislike for Jnana and liking for the happiness in divine Madhurya. Thus, a Suddha Bhakta's heart, stricken with attributes, gets rid of both nature of Maya and merges in the ocean of Madhurya characterized by Rupa, Guna and Leela of God, the Sachidananda. The scriptures qualify Vaidhi Bhakti as Maryada Marga, that is path of principle, and Raganuga Bhakti as Pushti Marga, that is path of love. The fortunate and the supremely deserving devotees adopt Pushti Marga. Moreover, all people, including the sinners, are entitled to Maryada Marga. Any believer of God whose mind is occasionally attracted towards divinity is even eligible for bhakti sadhana. Bhakti doesn't take any account of caste like Brahman or Kshatriya or Vaishya. Each and everyone is entitled to devotion. Bhakti sadhana doesn't concede to any caste or class discrimination. Aninda Jannadhi Kriyate Sandila Sutra. The most despised and ignoble class like Chandala, etc., is also entitled to devotion. If a Chandala prays him with deep yearning and love, surrendering all his mind and heart, he cannot but sit unperturbed. God doesn't heed to caste, creed, and dignity. He is only bound by devotion. A Brahmin devoid of devotion hardly attracts his goodwill, but a Chandala with deep devotion ever dwells in his heart. If a man without devotion offers God nectar, he hardly accepts it. But if a devotee offers him poison, he accepts it merely as nectar. Sri Ramachandra the God incarnate was overwhelmed with the devotion of the tribal king Guhaka and embraced him as his ardent friend. Sabari could also obtain divine grace even if she belonged to the Chandala caste. Who amongst the Hindu doesn't know Dharma Vyadha, the meat seller, and Haridas, the cobbler? Haridas, brought up in a Muslim family, also propagated the glory of Harinam and became a supreme devotee of all times. Bhagavan, mad for devotion, also takes the residual food of the boys of Gopa and people of the despised class like Hari, Pano, and Chandala, etc. Man becomes pure and pious as soon as he attains devotion. A devotee is verily a scholar and Brahmin.
Again. We'll continue with time for you.
Again.
Let's have some discussion and then we'll come back. Swami Bhai puts into the program. Please note 52 to Arambha. 52. भक्ति विषय अधिकारी कंटिन्यू करते इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक तेणु 3 वीक लगे सारी so be it. Let it take 3-4 weeks, but let's try to understand what Thakur is trying to tell us. So last week one page or if you want to continue following that while you are discussing, it's there in your WhatsApp. Please look at it. Now, I भक्ति विषय अधिकारी विषय डिस्कसन करते आज आरंभ कले पढ़ा जे 2 प्रकार भक्ति अच्छी वैदिक भक्ति रागानुगा भक्ति गोटे तृतीय प्रकार मिश्रा भक्ति भी ठाकुर इंट्रोड्यूस कले वैदिक भक्तिटा है जो मैंने वर्णाश्रम धर्म अतिशय आसक्त नुहति कि विरक्त नुह तो वर्णाश्रम धर्म अच्छा किंतु आज्ञा
भाई आपनकर प्रार्थना संगीत तापर संसार कथा मोर पढ़िया थला तापर क्यों
से प्रार्थना संगीत पर आपन संसार कथा पढ़िबे टी अपेक्षा करो
अच्छा मैं प्रार्थना संगीत
आज्ञा प्रोग्राम टा बोधे जॉइन करना है रेगुलरली जॉइन करना है कि अपेक्षा करो आज्ञा टाइम आज्ञा तो जो मैंने वर्णाश्रम धर्म बेसिकली आसक्त नुहति कि विरक्त नुह से मैंने वैदिक भक्ति अवलंबन करती जो मैंने वर्णाश्रम धर्म संपूर्ण रूप आसक्त से भक्त नुह भक्ति धर्म आसे जदि भक्ति आसी पशिगला भितर आपंकर आसक्ति गुड़ा पड़े कौन हुए कि आसक्ति जोटा रही संसार प्रति से ठाकुर आड़ टे डायरेक्ट करदे सीटा भक्ति पड़ती तेणु से आसक्तिटा जब भक्ति आसगला आसक्ति रही किंतु आप वर्णाश्रम धर्म रही सका उठुं पूजा कर प्रसाद पाई ऑफिस जाऊँच ऑफिस कम कर इत्यादि इत्यादि काम गुड़ा करता आटाचमेंट ना इच्छा छाड़ी पारे इच्छा ना छाड़ी पारे तो अच्छा से सब वैदिक भक्ति टे शास्त्र शासन भय थाए सका उठ 6टा बेल ठाकुर डाक पूजा कर 6टा 5 भितर हो बर ठाकुर जा उठे यही मन में थाए जब 7टा होगा मनटा भाजी दुख कौन है असुविधा कर्तव्य मो कर्तव्य है ठाकुर आम घर मुरबी घरे अच्छा आम पूजा करवा ये जो कम सब करुचे एगुड़ा है वैदिक भक्तिर अंतर्गत से शास्त्र लिखाई आमर शास्त्र संघ बही पब्लिश कर पूजा केमती विधि हवा कथा एमती ध्यान करमती जप करमती ठाकुर आनी बसैब खाइबा दब बिंची दब इत्यादि इत्यादि सब जाक वैदिक भक्तिर भितर थ्रुरे आम भगवत भजन प्रवृत्त हुए रागानुगा मैंने उत्तम अधिकारी जो रागानुगा भक्ति फॉलो करती शास्त्र युक्तिटा बेसी मानती स्वाभाविक आसक्ति और रुचिर बस स्वाभाविक आसक्ति रुचि कौन ଧରନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ଆଜି ଏଇ ଭାଇ ଯୋଉ ପଢୁଥିଲେ ସେମିତି ତା ଦେହରେ ଦୁଇ ତିନି ଜଣଙ୍କ ନାଁ ସେଠି ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି। ଯୋଉ ଥିଲେ ଆମର ଚଣ୍ଡାଳଙ୍କର ନାଁ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ସେଠି। ସେମାନେ ସବୁ ତାଙ୍କ ମନରେ ଆସିଲା ଏହା କରିବାକୁ। ଆଉ ଜଣଙ୍କର କଥା ଆମର ଏଇ ଜଗନ୍ନାଥ ପୂଜାରେ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ୱିକରେ ଲୋକାଲି ଜଣେ କହୁଥିଲେ କରମା ଭାଇଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଆମ ଇଏରେ ସଂଘର୍ଷ ଉପରେ ବିସ୍ତୃତ ବିବରଣୀ ଦିଆଯାଇଛି। ସକାଳୁ ଉଠିକିରି କାଳେ ଜଗନ୍ନାଥଙ୍କ ଭୋକ ଲାଗିବ ବୋଲି ଗାଧେଇ ନ ଗାଧେଇକି ଯେମିତି ଯାହା କରିକି ଦାନ୍ତ ଘଷିକିରି ତାଙ୍କର ସେ ଖେଚେଡ଼ି ରୋଷେଇ କରିକି ଦିଅନ୍ତି। ଆଉ ଖେଚେଡ଼ି ରୋଷେଇ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଦାନ୍ତ ଘଷା ଚାଲିଛି, ତା ଭିତରେ ଖେଚେଡ଼ିଟାକୁ ନ ଗୋଳେଇଲେ ତଳେ ଲାଗିଯିବନି। ସେ ଦାନ୍ତ କାଠିଟାକୁ ଧରିଲେ ଆର ପଟ ବାଟେ ଦେଲେ ଘୋରି କଳି ଗାଳି ଦେଇକି ଇଏ କରିଦେଲେ। ଏମାନେ ସବୁ ରାଗନୁଗା ଭକ୍ତିର ଫଲୋଅର କଣ, ସେ ତ ସ୍ୱଭାବ ସଙ୍ଗତ ଭାବରେ କରନ୍ତି ଆଉ ସେ ତା ଦେହରେ କରିଚାଲେ। ତାହେଲେ କିଛି ତାଙ୍କର ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। ମିତ୍ରା ଭକ୍ତି ମାନେ ସେ ସ୍ୱାଭାବିକ ଧର୍ମରେ ଥାଆନ୍ତି, ନିୟମ କାନୁନ ମାନନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ରାଗନୁଗା ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡା ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ଆସିଗଲାଣି। ତାକୁ ମିଶ୍ର ଭକ୍ତି କର। ମୋ ମନରେ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ ଡାଉଟ ହଉଥିଲା, ଆଜି ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଇଗଲା। ଏଇଟା ହେଲା ଆମର କେତେ ଜଣ ଭକ୍ତ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆମ ସଙ୍ଗରେ, ସେମାନେ ପାର୍ଟ ଅଫ୍ ଜିନିଷଟା ସେମାନେ ରାଗନୁଗା ଭଳିଆ ଆକ୍ଟିଂ କଲେ, କିନ୍ତୁ there are other parts that please follow the rules, or if you don't follow the rules, they are the first one to tell you why aren't you following the rules. ମୋ ମନରେ ଏଇଆ ଆସିଥିଲା ଯେ ସେ ଯଦି ରାଗନୁଗା ଭକ୍ତ ହେଇଗଲେ ଆମେ ରୁଲ ଫଲୋ କଲୁନି, ଆମ ଉପରେ କାହିଁ ଲାଗିଛି, କରିବା କଥା ନୁହଁ। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସିବ ଏଥିରେ, ସେ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ଟା ହେଲା ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସଂଘ ସାଧନା କରୁଛେ ରାଗନୁଗା ଭକ୍ତ ହେଲେ ସଂଘ ସାଧନା ହେଇପାରିବ? କାହିଁକିନା ଜଣେ କହିବ ମୁଁ ସକାଳୁ ଉଠିକି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ଭୋକ ଲାଗିଲାଣି ଖାଇବାକୁ ଦେବି, ଆଉ ଜଣେ କହିବ ନାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଶୋଷ ଲାଗିଛି ପାଣି ଟିକେ ଦଉନି, ନହେଲେ ଆଉ କଣ କରିବା, ଆଉ କଣ କରୁନି, କିଏ ଅଛି? ଏଇ ଗୋଟେ ଧାରଣା ବି ଆମର ହୁଏ। ସେ ଧାରଣା ମୋର ବି ଅଛି, ଥିଲା, ଏବେ ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡେ ଚାଲିଗଲା। ଆଜି ପଢା ଭିତରେ ଯୋଉ ନୋଟ୍ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର କରୁଥିଲି ତା ଭିତରେ ବହୁତ ଚାଲିଗଲା। ନମ୍ବର ୱାନ୍ ତାର କାରଣ ଦେଖିବା ଯେ ରାଗନୁଗା ଭକ୍ତ ମାନେ ବି ସଂଘ ସାଧନା କରିପାରନ୍ତି, ତାର ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ ହେଲେ ଗୋପୀନାଥ। ଆପଣ ମାନେ ତ ଆମେ ସଂଘ ବି ପଢା ହେଇଛି ଏଥର, ଯୋଉ ଭାଗବତ 7-54 କୃଷ୍ଣ ଅନ୍ତର୍ଧ୍ୟାନ ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ଗୋପୀ ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଖୋଜିବାକୁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି, କୁଆଡେ ଗଲେ କୃଷ୍ଣ। ସେମାନେ ବୈଧି ମାର୍ଗ କେହି ଫଲୋ କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ଘର ଛାଡିକି ସବୁ ଆସିଛନ୍ତି, ପିଲା ଛୁଆଙ୍କୁ ଛାଡିକିରି ସଂସାର ଛାଡିକି ଆସିଛନ୍ତି। ସେ ସଂସାର ଛଡା ଲୋକ ଗୁଡାକ ବୈଧି ମାର୍ଗୀ ନୁହନ୍ତି, ବୈଧି ମାର୍ଗ ଫଲୋ କଲା ମାନେ ରହିଥାନ୍ତି। ଯେତେବେଳେ ଛାଡିକି ଆସିଛନ୍ତି ସେ କୃଷ୍ଣକୁ ଖୋଜୁଛନ୍ତି। ସମସ୍ତେ, କିଏ କଣ କହୁଛି, କିଏ ଯାଇକି କୋଉ ବୁଦାମୂଳରେ ଦେଖି ପକେଇଲାଣି, କିଏ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଯାଇ ଦେଖି ପକେଇଲାଣି, କିଏ କଣ କଲାଣି, ଖୋଜି ଚାଲିଛି। ତା ଭିତରେ ତା ମଝିରେ କିଏ କହୁଛି ଆରେ ମୁଁ ପୁରା କୃଷ୍ଣ ବକାସୁର ମାରୁଛି କହିକି ଗୋଟେ ବାଡିଟା ଧରିକି ତାକୁ ଦିଫାଳ କରିକି ଚିରି ଦଉଛି, ବକାସୁର ମରା ହେଲା। ଆଉ ଜଣେ କିଏ କହୁଛି ମୁଁ ଗୋବର୍ଦ୍ଧନ ଟେକିଲି, ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ପଥରଟେ ପଡିଛି ତାକୁ ହାତରେ ଉଠେଇ ଦେଇକି ନଖରେ ଟାଣି ରଖିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି। ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଆକ୍ଟିଂ ସବୁ ସେମାନେ କରୁଥିଲେ, ଏସବୁ ରାଗ ମାଗି ସାଧକ ସାଧିକା ମାନେ ସେଟା ତାର ଚରମରେ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ କି ଆରମ୍ଭରେ ବି ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ, ରାଗ ମାର୍ଗୀ ମାନଙ୍କର ତାଙ୍କର ୟୁନିସନ୍ ଟା ଅଟୋମେଟିକାଲି ଆସେ। ତାଙ୍କୁ ରୁଲ ରେଗୁଲେସନ ସଂଘ ନୀତି ବହି ଲେଖିକିରି କରିବାକୁ ପଡେ ନାହିଁ, ଆମକୁ ସଂଘ ନୀତି ବହି ଫଲୋ କରିବାକୁ ପଡୁଛି। କାହିଁକି ନା ଆମେ ସବୁ ପ୍ରାୟତଃ ଲୋ ଏଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ୍ ବିଧି ମାର୍ଗ, କାହିଁକିନା ପୁରା ବିଧିଟାକୁ ଆମେ ପାଳନ ବି କରିପାରୁନେ। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ମୋ କଥା ମୁଁ କହୁଛି, ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ କଥା କହୁନି, ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ କେତେ ଜଣ ଥିବେ ଆଡଭାନ୍ସ ଲୋ ଏଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ୍ ବିଧି ମାର୍ଗ। ଆମେ ବିଧି ମାର୍ଗଟାକୁ ଫଲୋ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛେ, ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ଫେଲ୍ ହଉଛି, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ କ୍ଷମା ମାଗୁଛେ, and then we continue on doing that. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଏ କଥାଟାକୁ ଏତେ ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ହୁଏତ ବୁଝିପାରିବାନି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଯୋଉମାନେ ରାଗ ମାର୍ଗରେ ପ୍ରତିଷ୍ଠିତ ହେଇଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ତ ମୂଳରୁ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଇଛି ଆଉ ସେମାନେ ସେଇ ପ୍ରକାର ବିହେଭ୍ କରିବେ, ଯାହାଫଳରେ କି ସେମାନେ they are still a group, they are still unified in their thoughts and prayers and everything in their fiber of the body is really pointed at him. They think of him and only him, nothing else but him. It is important to kind of point that out. ଏଇଟା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସିଯାଏ ୟୁନିସନ୍ ହେଇଯାଏ, ତାଙ୍କ ଚିନ୍ତା ରହିଲା ଗୋଟିଏ, ତାଙ୍କ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ରହିଲେ ଗୋଟିଏ, ତାଙ୍କ କର୍ମ ଗୁଡା ବି ଗୋଟିଏ ହେଇଯାଏ। ତା ଦେହରେ ମାନେ we don't have to prove that other than that. ଆଉ କେତେ ଗୁଡ଼ିଏ ଛୋଟିଆ କଥା କହିକି ଆଜି ଟାଇମ୍ ହେଇଯିବ ରଖିବା 2 ମିନିଟ୍ରେ ସାରିବି। ବୈଧି ମାର୍ଗର ଏଣ୍ଡ ହେଲା ଚତୁର୍ବିଧା ମୁକ୍ତି। କିଏ କିଏ କେମିତି ସୁଖେଶ୍ୱର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଉତ୍ତରାଗତି ଲାଭ କରନ୍ତି, କିଏ ପ୍ରେମଶ୍ୱର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଉତ୍ତରାଗତି ଲାଭ କରନ୍ତି, ପ୍ରେମ ସେବାତ୍ତର ଗତି କରନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଚତୁର୍ବିଧା ମୁକ୍ତିରେ ବହୁତ ଲୋକଙ୍କର ସରିଯାଏ। ଏଟା ୟୁଜୁଆଲି କର୍ମ ଜ୍ଞାନ ମିଶ୍ରା ପ୍ରବଳ ମହିମା ଜ୍ଞାନ ଥାଏ ବିଧି ମାର୍ଗରେ। ମହିମା ଜ୍ଞାନଟା ହେଲା କ'ଣ କି ସିଏ ହେଲେ କୃଷ୍ଣ, ସିଏ ହେଲେ ଠାକୁର, ସିଏ ହେଲେ ପରମ ପୁରୁଷ, ସିଏ ହେଲେ ବ୍ରହ୍ମ, ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କର ସେବା କରୁଛି, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ମହିମା ଜ୍ଞାନଟା ଥାଏ। ୟା ଫଳରେ ଯଦି ସେ ପ୍ରେମ ସେବାତ୍ତର ଗତି ତାଙ୍କର ଲାଭ ହୁଏ, ସେ ଯାଇକି ନିତ୍ୟ ଲୋକରେ ଦର୍ଜି ହେଇକି ରୁହନ୍ତି, ମାନେ ଶାନ୍ତ ଭାବରେ ତାକୁ ଦର୍ଶନ କରନ୍ତି। କାହିଁକି ନା ଶାନ୍ତ ଭାବ ହେଲା ଗୋଟିଏ ଭାବ ପାଞ୍ଚ ଭାବରୁ ଯୋଉଥିରେ କି ମହିମା ଜ୍ଞାନ ରହେ, ତାପରେ ଆଉ ରହିବ ଜାତୀୟ ସଖ୍ୟ ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ଥାଇପାରେ, ସଖ୍ୟ ଆଡ଼କୁ ପଳେଇବାକୁ ମହିମା ଜ୍ଞାନ ପଳେଇ, ସେଇଟା ସବୁ ପିଓର ରାଗ ଜିନିଷ। ଠାକୁର ଗୋଟେ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଶାନ୍ତ ଭାବରେ ମିଶନ୍ତି। ରାଗନୁଆ ଭକ୍ତି ମାନଙ୍କର କର୍ମ ଜ୍ଞାନନ୍ତି ଶୂନ୍ୟ, ତାଙ୍କ କର୍ମ ନାହିଁ ଜ୍ଞାନ ନାହିଁ କିଛି ନାହିଁ, ମୁକ୍ତି ଆଶା ସେମାନେ କରନ୍ତିନି, ଶୁଦ୍ଧ ପ୍ରେମ ସେମାନେ ପ୍ରାପ୍ତ ହୁଅନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ବୈଦିକ ଭକ୍ତି ସଗୁଣ ବା ଗୁଣମୟ ଭକ୍ତିଙ୍କ ଅନୁଗ୍ରହରୁ ହୁଏ। ଯଦି କୌଣସି ଗୁଣମୟ ଭକ୍ତଙ୍କର ଅନୁଗ୍ରହରୁ ବୈଦିକ ଭକ୍ତି ଜାତ ହୁଏ। ଭକ୍ତିଟା ସବୁବେଳେ ମହତ୍ କୃପାରୁ ନିଜ ମନକୁ ହୁଏ। ତେଣୁ ତା ପାଇଁ କୃପା ଜଣକ ଦରକାର, ସେ ସାଧୁ ସଂଘଟା ଦରକାର। ତାପରେ ଆସିବ ଠାକୁର କରିଛନ୍ତି, ବହୁତ ବହୁଳ ଭାବରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ସେ ସମୟ ଆସିଲେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବା ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ। ରାଗନୁଆ ଭକ୍ତି କିନ୍ତୁ ନିର୍ଗୁଣ ଭକ୍ତଙ୍କର ଅନୁକମ୍ପାରୁ ଭକ୍ତିର ସଞ୍ଚାର ଅଟୋମେଟିକାଲି ହେଇଯାଏ। ତା ପାଇଁ ବହୁ ପଢିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ, କିଛି ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ କରିବା ଦରକାର। ଗୋଟେ ବଡ ଜିନିଷ ଠାକୁର ତାକୁ ପ୍ରୁଭ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ବହୁତ ଲମ୍ବା ଲେଖିଛି, ଆଜି ଟାଇମ୍ ନାହିଁ। Maybe we'll bring that back a little bit next time. That is ବୈଧି ଭକ୍ତି ରାଗାନୁଗା ଭକ୍ତିର କାରଣ ନୁହେଁ, or other way around. ରାଗାନୁଗା ଭକ୍ତି ବୈଧି ଭକ୍ତିରୁ ବାହାରେ ନାହିଁ। ବୈଧି ଭକ୍ତିରେ ଗଲେ ବୈଧିକ ଚରମ ଅଛି ପ୍ରଧାନୀଭୂତା ଭକ୍ତି, ଆଉ ରାଗାନୁଗା ଭକ୍ତି ସେପାରେଟ୍, ଯୋଉଟା କି କେବଳ ଭକ୍ତି। କେବଳ ଭକ୍ତି ଆଉ କିଛି ନଥାଏ, ମହିମା ଜ୍ଞାନ ଇଏ ଭଗବାନ ଇଏ ସେ କରିକି କିଛି ନଥାଏ। ଇଏ ତ କାଳିଆ ଅଛି, ତାକୁ ଭୋକ ଲାଗୁଛି ସକାଳୁ ତ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଦେବି, ଆଉ ଇଏ ହେଲା କରୋନା ଦାୟିତ୍ୱର ଇଏ। ତେଣୁ ଆମର ରଖିବା ଠାକୁର ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଆଗକୁ ଥିଲା, କେତେ ଯାଏ ପଢା ରହିପାରିବ ମୁଁ ତା ଏସ୍ଟିମେଟ୍ କରିପାରିଲିନି। ଆଉ କେତେ ଗୁଡ଼େ ଜିନିଷ ରହିଗଲା ଆଜିର ପଢାରୁ। will definitely pick up next week that we did. ଆଉ ତାପରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ ଯଦି କାହାର କିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥାଏ can let's go deeper. ଜୟ जानिए पाई रही तुम्हें साई चाहिए तुम्हें साई मौला चंदन Jai Guru, Sansara Pathe, Part 1, Chapter 5. Virtues of Householder. O my children, this world will be is built upon scarcity and disorder, connection, reduction, disease, grief, happiness, sorrow, loss, separation are all compulsory and daily activities. These will never get removed. No one got them removed. Even Pandavas who were friends of Lord Krishna never got rid of their miseries. It is mandatory. Attempt to remove will lead to their increase rather than decreasing. Accepting them as truth from the wise men, holy books, and Sri Gurudeva's mouth and patiently learn to accept their destiny is the ultimate virtue of householder. If you are not able to donate even 1 cent to help
a person in sorrow, then try to sympathize for his suffering. It is householder's virtue to have empathy by feeling others' pain in his own heart. Virtue of service is the best ideal of a human being. Doing service is not so easy. You cannot be a true servant if unless you become a true Brahmin. Nowadays, Brahmins do not have the qualities of Brahminhood, because of which they do not spend time in serving others. The Brahmin who was once serving the whole day is now becoming a reason of everyone's destruction. So Brahmin is hated in front of the world. So work of service is not easy. No one has the right of service other than the senior official. Uh, when knowledge, devotion, and action come together and get unified, then one gets the right to have the virtue of service. So the virtue of service is the best thing. If a worldly person spends his life with his ideal from the beginning, then he will get calming peace in this world as well as in the life after death. Do service of others with the self-knowledge or with the knowledge of Narayan. Do not hesitate to help others. If you give up this direct virtue, then achieving spiritual strength will not be possible. Only dependence on God and chanting His holy name are the best practice for the man. Practice and prayer is just compliant. By being smallest of the small, calling God from the core of the heart are the virtues of man. By this, life will be full of sweetness. Chitta Shuddhi, purity of mind, is the key to all types of spiritual progress. Chitta Shuddhi can also occur through service by your own capacity, by any way possible. Doing service to God like humans is your virtue. Do your duties and responsibilities without focusing on results. Your service to your Sri Gurudev will be successful only through this. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. So we'll discuss. Before I get to question, आज जो पठेइथिली मटेरियल ता साथरे beginning रे थिला बैकवर्ड तरबेद सकाळे हम पढुथिले टॉक्ड अबाउट जो तादरे boikhari word what I use it, so I thought we'll just review what boikhari is and what are the other ones. So back chari prakar star achi, lowest hochi boikhari, and then go from there madhyama, pasyanti and para. तारो very simple definition गुड़ाक लिखी देइथली. Boikhari is basically it's audible sound. So your mouth opens, something comes out of it, and the receiver's ear listens to it and interprets what you're saying. So that is your pure boikhari. So it is the lowest form of communication, if you want to say, but it's because it's predicated upon some sound and some interpretation of that sound. When you go to Madhyama is the intermediate side. There is a thought process goes on, especially mind goes to thought process. That is mostly called Madhyama. So that comes out in boikhari. So whatever you are thinking, that comes through your mouth. If you have a bad opinion about something, or you keep thinking about that guy is really bad, this and that, he did all this horrible thing to me. Next time you see him, you may outwardly say hello, hi, whatever, and then you start talking and something happens and you just burst into anger or something without the other person doing, because you have been constantly thinking bad things about the other person. Similarly, if you have a really favorable opinion about somebody, they make some horrible mistake and you tend to overlook that. And so a lot of that thoughts are related, so which you can pull some of them. Pasyanti is a communication through seeing, through eye. It is still within our, mortal side of the sensory organs. देखुथिबे आपण चाहिए इशारा कर देले से काम नहीं होगा. So communication. This is a two-way street. One person is sending, and the other person is receiving, and then vice versa. When you can send messages through him, it's called Prasanta. Then Parabat that is beyond comprehension. Seiki Guru amku upadesh diyati Parabat madhyamre seta am atma taku grahana kare ye manasanata chinta kari thoda dhari kari. That is called Parabat. So I'm going to stop there. We still have 4-5 minutes. So any other questions anybody has? Got any topics to talk today or anything else?
जय गुरु भाई ये जो प्रेमिक रे एबे हमें इस प्रकार भक्ति पढुचे रागानुगा भक्ति वैदिक भक्ति का ठाकुर को ये से माने किछि अछि जे जो को भक्तिटा प्रॉपर बोली और को भक्ति हमें जीवा दरकार बोली
ठाकुर एथि डिफाइन तो करि चंती भक्ति गुराको तादरे हिंट सब देइ चंती तो हिंट हला कोन कि कथा होची रागानुगा भक्ति रे हमें जीवा बोली कहले जाय दैट हैपेन जेमती निर्गुण भक्त की आपण जी कृपा कले से निर्गुण भक्त हम तो हम काउ निर्गुण भक्त जानि खाली ठाकुर चढ़ा काउ जानि जे हम कृपा करी कि बजी भक्त हे जोनी नाले हबनी तेनु हमर मार्गटा से अनुसार हम तो सब रागानुगा काल संध्या रे प्रार्थना कले ये कले से कले नो सॉरी बोधी मार्ग हम मत हेल्प करे बिजन भाई मा आछन थैंक यू वेरी मच हमर दीपालिया जटा आज एठी अछन देखाई सो आम जो बैठी मार्ग अच्छे बैठी मार्गटा को आम ठीक ठीक भाव में पालन करवा फॉलो करवा राइट से कौन हुए धीरे धीरे जिते आज डिफाइन कले बैठी मार्गटा कौन आपंकर शिव माने वर्णाश्रम धर्म ठीक है एत आटाचमेंट धीरे धीरे आटाचमेंट गुड़ा चले जो आटाचमेंट गुड़ा चलीज खाली आड़ को मुहटा गला चिंता है से अवस्था जो आप पहुँची गले ठाकुर कहते हैं एक्चुअली वैधि नुह कहीं महिमा ज्ञान टी रोचे सब महिमा ज्ञान था किंतु आप प्रधानीभूता भक्ति में पहुँची गले सी तार लक्षण गुड़ाक वैदिक भक्ति लक्षण बेस किसी डिफरेन्स ना ठाकुर ये पॉइंट आउट कर दौरान जे डिफरेन्स किसी ना तेणु सम पीपल मे थिंक दैट इज सेम एज दिस इट इज नॉट डोंट वरी अबाउट इट डज नॉट मैटर कहीं से स्टेज जो आप पहुँच जाऊँ बिहेव करते खाली गोटे जिन महिमा ज्ञान जो मैंने बैदी मार्गी महिमा ज्ञान रही से महिमा ज्ञान जाटा बड़ कष्ट राग मार्ग रही महिमा ज्ञान रही महिमा ज्ञान जो जाऊँगी बैदी मार्ग से बैदी मार्ग राग मार्ग आप स्विच करेंगे जो कहले बैदी मार्ग पालन करू राग मार्ग हम से ठीक नुह कहले किंतु से मंत्र भितर से भक्तिटा संचार हो महत्व कृपारू से आप जापर चिंता करें दरकार खाली आमको एगुड़ा सब कहुच्छी गोटे आम संघ साधना गोटे करुचे भितर नॉलेजटा थिले आम निजर किसी भूल भी स्पट कर भूल बहुत हो जाए भूलटा को आम स्पट कर ठीक ठीक भाव आड़ू भक्तिटा बढ़ले चलवा आड़ू भक्ति बढ़िया अर्थ आउ गोटे जिन आप निजी टेस्ट कर जापर संसारटा हूँ सबू अणु परमाणु मध्य सी विराजमान करूटा जो आम देखिपर तो जानते प्रकृति में भल पाचे भल पाइबा सब्जेक्ट मान भल पाइबा पता धीरे 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 बढ़े आम स्पीयरटा बढ़ी बढ़िया चलो बढ़ी बढ़ी चलला बेलू आप अनुभूति भी धीरे धीरे बढ़ दैट इज प्रोबेबली आवर गोल हियर एनीथिंग एल्स क्विक एट द टाइम टुडे डिस्कसन रखा प्रार्थना जाइबा
भूली मुबारो प्रिया तुम स्नेहा सुमारी भूली मुबारो प्रिया तुम स्नेहा सुमारी कपट वेदन बारी भूली मुबारुनि प्रिया तुम स्नेह सुमारी भूली मुबारुनि प्रिया तुम स्नेह सुमारी बुढ़ी जाऊथिली करुष पंकीर जड़ी बुढ़ी जाऊथिली करुष पंकीर जड़ी आशय देछ तुमरी ममता कोरी आशय देछ तुमरी ममता कोरी प्रेम पसे बंधी दे प्रेम पसे बंधी दे काचको कंचन करी काचको कंचन करी भूरी मुबारुनि प्रिया तुम स्नेह सुमारी भूली मुबारुनि प्रिया तुम स्नेह सुमारी दर्शन दे हृदय दुआर खोली दर्शन दे हृदय दुआर खोली आशीष चंदन मथरे मोदिल बोली आशीष चंदन मथरे मोदिल बोली ए संसार मोरु पथे ए संसार मोरु पथे चलाई हाथ धरी चलाई हाथ धरी भूली मुबारुनि प्रिया तुम स्नेह सुमारी भूली मुबारुनि प्रिया तुम स्नेह सुमारी इति गुहारी अभय चरण तळे इति गुहारी अभय चरण तळे दर्शन देव जीवनर संजबे दर्शन देव जीवनर संजबे स्नेहा सुमारी।
Joy Guru. Joy Guru, young aspirants, this is the Paribrajakacharya Bani. So let me, before I take attendance, from today there is a new member joining. So all of you know him. His name is Divyansh Tini, Subrat Bhai's son. So he has decided to join young aspirant session today. So I will be taking his attendance today. Okay, so let me take attendance. ODT is in India. So Adya sir.
भाई जय गुरु भाई आद्या से आशी भाई
Oh, Joy. IC.
जय गुरु
Joy Guru. And Anhik.
जय गुरु
Joy Guru. Ons.
जय गुरु भाई
Joy Guru. Onshul.
By Joy Guru name से दर्शन भाई।
Oh, Joy Guru. Arnav is in India. Aaron.
भाई बसिनी से आरुष भी आसनी।
अच्छा ठीक है। ओ भाई जय गुरु। ओके। Absent. Aryan.
जय गुरु भाई
Joy Guru. Jemu.
जय गुरु भाई
Joy Guru. Gyan.
जय गुरु।
Joy Guru. Debangi. Debangi. Absent. Divyam.
जय गुरु भाई
Joy Guru. Divyansh. Timi.
जय गुरु
Joy Guru. Joy Guru. Thank you for joining young aspirant session. Divyansh. I'm just adding your name, so give me little time. I'm going to. I just saw the email that you are joining today, so I have not even added your name. I'm just added. Okay, so now you are added. Eva.
भाई जय गुरु से ये बाहर को जाइए
Oh my, Joy. Jagro. Joy Guru. Noitik.
जय गुरु भाई
Joy Guru. Pratyusha.
जय गुरु भाई
Joy Guru. Pratyush.
भाई जय गुरु प्रत्युषा जी बस करना ही बजा रहे।
अच्छा ठीक है भाई। जय गुरु। सारस्वत।
जय गुरु
जय गुरु। सार्थक जूनियर। Looks like absent. Bhakti.
जय गुरु भाई
जय गुरु। बॉबी।
जय गुरु भाई।
जय गुरु। शिल्पी।
भाई ସେମାନେ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ବୋଧେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ମାସେ ପାଇଁ।
अच्छा अच्छा। No, they have not informed me, so I don't know. Okay. जय। Annie.
जय गुरु भाई
जय गुरु। श्रेयसी।
जय गुरु भाई
जय गुरु। जिमी।
जय गुरु भाई
जय गुरु। सिद्धार्थ। I think he is absent. Siddharth. I think he is absent. Simran.
जय गुरु भाई
जय गुरु। Srija.
जय गुरु भाई
जय गुरु। Suhani looks like absent. Yukta.
Jai Guru.
Joy. Okay, so we are done with her attendance. So it is happy. We are really happy to have Divyans in the group. So Divyans, we are happy that you made the decision to join Young Aspirin session. It is going to be a very defining. Although you are so young, you probably do not understand the importance of joining Young Aspirin session. Maybe whatever reason you decided to join. So this is a big thing actually. It's a big day, and we are really happy that you are joining. So as I always do, the name Divyans means it is the part of the divine. Okay, it is the part of the divine. The name itself, meaning of the name Divyans means it is the part of the divine. We all are actually part of the divine. So that's a beautiful name, which actually tells who we are, and we are actually part of God. We are part of the whole. We are actually the expression of that divine divinity, which is the source of everything. So Divyans is a very good name. So we are happy that this Timmy, as we call him, Timmy will be joining Young Aspirin session, and we look forward to hear his
भाई
joy.
जय गुरु
Joy.
भाई तो काली तार जन्मदिन थिला तो 7 years old है तेणु आज से जॉइन करछे
Acha. That is really good actually. That's really good. And he made the decision to join the Young Aspirin session, and it is good, and a happy birthday. That is also a good thing to know. And we look forward to hearing your Joy Guru every Young Aspirin session. Okay. With this thing, this I will first little bit try to explain the song which Annie was singing just now. That which actually in nutshell, which actually talks about Thakur's unconditional love for us. Okay, this is important. It is unconditional love. Thakur has unconditional love for us. So that any love and relationship in this world, if you go very deep into it, all relationships are actually starts with some need and as long as that need is being fulfilled, these relationships continue. And sometimes we make that relationship continue through social restrictions, legal rules, and all these things. But as long as these needs are met, relationships continue. And when it doesn't, people tend to run away from the relationship. But the relationship which is based on without any need is the most intriguing thing, and it exists actually. Even the relationship between the mother and the child, if you go very deep into it, the mother has a very deep relationship with her baby, but with her baby, because there is a certain level of need being met actually. But the same mother will have difficulty expressing the same level of love and affection towards somebody else children. Okay, she will express a lot of high level of love towards her own children, but it is very not likely that you can expect her love to somebody else's children. It's because even within that mother and his children relationship, which is very pure, nonetheless, it's not completely unconditional. Had it been unconditional, then the same mother would be able to love another person's child with the same level of love and affection. That is where God's love is transcendent. It is so important to think about, because God, who has become the universe, who has created everything, the way He has become everything. That's what we discuss all the time, and has provided everything for our living and all these things unconditionally. Even if you don't worship God or Thakur, he's not going to come and hit you, hey, why didn't you worship me? So Thakur's love is unconditional. Okay, unconditional. It is without any condition. There is a terminology we use in our literature. It's called ohetuki. Ohetuki means hetu means cause. Ohetuki means non-causal. It doesn't have any causation. It is not, you do something good, somebody returns the favor because it is a causation. But God's love is unconditional. Just like the sun is shining, it doesn't actually bother about whether this sun ray is falling on a good region, bad region, on good person, bad person. It's radiating its light everywhere. Okay, wherever it falls, whoever it receives, whoever does whatever it does with it. That level of unconditional love is what we all actually deeply strive for. But what happens is the most of the relationships in the world are actually not based on that unconditional love, actually. When we develop that unconditional love, what happens is we transcend ourselves to the level of God. So what happens when great sages and seers, for instance, if you look at enlightened beings, in our case, if we look at Thakur, he doesn't have any discrimination when it comes to accepting disciples, actually. So whoever was coming to Thakur, he was accepting, not saying that, okay, you are eligible or not eligible, because everybody is entitled to spiritual path wherever they are. Because it doesn't matter, wherever you are in the spiritual ladder, there is always a step up to go. And because there is always a step up to go, and great sages and seers, they always want to lift people up, and they don't have anything expectation in return. That's why they don't discriminate whether somebody is a very rich guy. If I make him disciple, he will give me a lot of donation to my campaign or to my cause, or if somebody is poor, he cannot, I would not. The great sages and seers don't have that, actually. So that's why they unconditionally accept everybody. But human relationships typically based on needs and requirements. That's why these relationships end sometimes in bitterness, sometimes in difficulty. That's the nature of our existence. So as long as that need is being met, relationships continue. When the need is not met, then the relationship breaks down. So this song is very important in a sense to realize that Thakur's love for us is unconditional, and we also need to strive for that unconditional love. Why unconditional love is that important is all conditional love, what happens is, as the nature of fact of it, as we said, that all conditional loves are made out of needs, and our needs are keeping on changing. So what we need today may not be needed tomorrow. Then that relationship will appear as a model. The relationship for which we were dying for today, because it is meeting certain level of our need or requirement. And as the situation and time changes, that need may not be as burning need tomorrow. And then that relationship will appear as a liability, appear as a big load, actually, or a big responsibility which we don't enjoy to take anymore, because the need it is fulfilling is no more a need anymore. So that's why these human relationships are extremely difficult to continue long term, and that's why one has to be extremely careful when one develops those relationships. The relationship that is based on spiritual need is going to be the longest. It's going to be the most enduring relationship. But most of the relationships are not rooted in spirituality. It is mostly rooted in some sort of needs which is material in nature, and the very nature of matter is it changes. The human needs are material in general, and it changes. That's why the relationship becomes strained after some time. So the relationship rooted in spirituality is something one has to really deeply think about. What's the ultimate purpose of my life? What do I want to do in my life? What is it really all about? Is the relationship I am entering in or getting into is fulfilling that spiritual goal, ultimate goal? If that is the case, then what happens is all other things take the secondary priority. This is the number one priority. Then there is a hope for the relationship to endure long term. Again, there is also, one has to be extremely clear about what is spirituality and what is that all about. Otherwise, one can be clouded, one can be confused about that too. So, spirituality means if it is about the soul and spirit, it is about awareness, it is about higher purpose, it is about service, it's about the enlightenment, ultimate enlightenment. So if these are the higher objectives of life, and then relationships, there is a hope for enduring relationship. Otherwise, all relationships based on materialism, based on material needs, is bound to get into stress and strain of life because needs change, all these things. With this thing, I will give a pause and ask if anybody has any question to discuss. I know it has been 2-3 weeks now. I have not been able to be in the thing, and I have also forgotten if anybody asked any question and I was supposed to discuss. Is there anybody has any question for me to discuss today? Okay, since I am not hearing any question, let me continue with this discussion. This is actually the end. We are coming to the end of the year, and all of you are in school. In whatever grades you are, you must have already completed your exams, and or maybe some of you are yet to give some exam. I don't know, but typically this is the time you all are done with your exams and waiting for the new year. And one of the things is, as you are as students, you will always find that these exams come time to time, and before the exam it is stressful. But at some point you will enter into the real exam of life. These exams are coming like every 6 months, 3 months, whatever. When you get into the exam of life where every time, every day will be kind of exam actually. This is just the preparation for that. And the exams are always stressful because you are being tested. You are being tested for what you have learned. And if this learning is not continuously happening, what would happen in the exams of life will be very tough too. When I was a student like you, always I thought, these exams, once it is over, life will be really, really good, and this is really stressful time. I really want to get rid of these exams. I will get done. Actually, these exams are nothing compared to when you will face the real exam of life. Real exam of life are much, much difficult than these class exams you are going through. Although it is appearing very tough right now, but life exams are even more difficult. It would require not only all your education, all your thing, but it will require a great deal of discipline. It will require a great deal of sacrifices. It will require a great deal of commitment. It will require a lot of things on your part to really successfully navigate those exams actually. And you will face every day. So being spiritually prepared for this thing is the most important education actually. The trainings which you are, or the skills you are learning in school and all these things, they will definitely be helpful. because one of the important thing is you need to do good so that you can get good jobs, you can earn good money. All these things are important so that you can navigate the life easily. But at the same time, there would be much more to these trainings will be needed. So that's why spiritual trainings are very important, because it will prepare you much beyond than these exams. One of the most important things as you go through life, you will see that how you interact with people, how you deal with people is going to be very important, which most of the time you don't learn in school actually. You learn math, science, all these things, which is good. But more and more you will learn how important it is to deal with people. But one of the things, if you really pay attention to the spiritual learning we are getting here from Thakura and Sangha, is that if every human being, you look at him or her, and you realize that, okay, this is God who has become this person. God has become in this form or that form. Then it's a very different type of relationship you will develop, rather than thinking it's the other person. It's the other person, or it is the God in that form. Okay, that is very, very important. It's not that you see that person as like a God, but you will see that person God in that form. Okay. So, I remind myself a beautiful statement by a great sage from India, Swami Muktananda. Muktananda is a Siddha yogi. There is a spiritual organization called Siddha Yoga. And Muktananda is actually one of the prominent sages of that lineage, in that spiritual organization. And when he first time came to the United States, to test him, one journalist asked Swamiji, I know everybody tells you have been enlightened. Do you see that tree? Swami Muktananda said, yes, I see that tree. Do you see God in that tree? Swami Muktananda said, no, I see God in the form of that tree. That statement was so profound, and I remind myself a lot of time actually, because he was trying to teach him that, hey, do you see God in that? Then he would have said, yeah, I see God in that tree. He would have said, how does he look? And then it would have gone nowhere. But Muktananda did not say that he saw God in that tree. He said he sees God in the form of that tree, because God has become that tree. God has become different things. That is a very important when you relate and see with the people. It is not to think that that person is God. It is the God, he has taken that form of, it could be also a bad guy. God can take any form. Okay. So there is a critical distinction here. The sage and Satan, all are creation of God. And the Satan also can be converted into godhood. In Indian spiritual tradition, there is great examples. Great sage Valmiki, he used to be a criminal. He used to murder people, but he completely converted into a sage. Somebody has a question?
This is Shayati. I have a question.
Sure.
What is the difference between saying that we are part of God and that we are God? Sometimes we say that we are equal to Him, and other times we say that we are part of Him.
We are never equal to Him, and we will never equal to Him. In this particularly, as long as we are in this human form, we will never be equal to Him. Okay? What we are saying is God in the form of this human being. You can imagine, think of God as gold. Okay? But in a particular ornament, if it is like a ring or a chain or whatever ornament, in that form it is still gold, but it is not the entirety of gold. It is not the whole thing of gold. It is gold in that particular form of a ring or a chain. Okay, but if somebody says that the chain is the gold, it is wrong. It is actually the gold that has become the chain. Or it is the gold that has become a ring. But nobody will say that a ring is gold. Gold has become ring. Okay, you got the point? So this is a very critical difference, and if you keep it in, think about it a little bit, you will be clear. Gold is a concept. Gold as a concept, gold as a metal, gold as a, imagine that it's like God. But in the form of a particular ornament, it is the individual. So that gold has become this ring. So somebody has taken a piece of gold and made it like a ring. Okay, that ring is that particular person, or different types of rings, different types of ornaments, different types. But that itself is not gold. Gold is much, much bigger than, the idea of gold is much bigger than a piece of ring actually, or one ring actually. So, but if you ask the ring would say that, I have come from that gold. I am part of the concept called whole gold. But I am just a ring. So as a ring, you can never be equal to gold, because gold is much, much bigger. It is the concept of the entire gold, but it is only a piece. It is made of gold, but it is not the totality of gold. It is made out of gold, but it is a small ring. And it has a different shape, it has a different look, just like many people have different look. If you melt all of them together, it will all go back to the gold actually. Okay, it will all go back to the piece of gold. So, what to always remember, that we have, the God has taken many, many different forms. Okay? So it is not equal to God, but it has become, God has become many. Okay? So this is a very important thing to remember, that when you are part of God, or God has become you. That's why we are calling you, God has become you, and you are part of that whole thing called gold. Whole thing called gold. Okay? So is it clear, or we should spend some more time discussing this? This is a very important question actually. This is a very important question. If you get it, and if you did not discuss with your parents, this is a very, very important concept. Okay? It's a very, very important question. A lot of people get confused. Oh, I am God. No, you are not God. But God has become you. There is a difference. These two are very different things. Just like gold has become a ring. Okay. Gold has become a chain. Okay. But this small piece of ring is not the entirety of gold. But it came out of gold. Okay. And it is a particular shape, size, and all these things. Just like everybody, every people, every animal, every being, everything. Yeah. Go ahead.
But then when Thakur got his siddhi, he realized that he was God. He was same as God.
Yes. So what happened is, when he realized that, that is why, even if when Thakur came back to the human, that is the realization. Okay, that is the realization that he is the gold. That is the realization. But when he came back to the human form, do you know, he was still also going to Jagannath temple. He was also, in front of Jagannath. He also bows down. He attends the Rath Yatra, because in the form of Jagannath, it is the God. And the Thakur in the form of a human was also giving respect to that totality, although he knew that he is the God, because he is still in the human form. Okay, so this realization, with that realization, although he became God, but he still remains in the human form. That's why he was remaining as a normal human being with all the rituals. When Thakur was in the physical form, he used to also ask Narayani Ma, his adopted daughter, to do Saraswati Puja. Okay. Those Saraswati Puja and all these things, so she was also worshipping Saraswati. Saraswati was also a form of God. But when Thakur himself is the God, what is the point of doing all these things? Because in the human relationship and in this human world, we need to observe all these things the way it is actually. So that's why he was doing. Means there is nothing contradictory here. Okay. So as long as you remain in the human form, what happens is you remain limited with your physical body. Okay, when even Jesus Christ came, although he is the God himself, but in the form of the human form, this body could be killed actually. People could crucify because that is a human form. But that doesn't mean that they could kill Jesus, because that's why he resurrected and all these things. This story means all the Christian belief system, if you read about it, because they cannot kill the core of Jesus, because that is God. That cannot be killed actually. But the body they could kill by crucifixion. What happens is even God comes, the full realized form happens in this body. Still body will have its own limitations, okay, because it is a physical body, it has a physical limitation, it has its own requirement. Those things will require. So the consciousness, where the realization happens, is in the consciousness. That consciousness is not physical. So that realization, when it happens, that is beyond this physical thing. Okay. Otherwise, the physical thing will have its limitation. Even Thakur, when he returned to the body, after the realization, he again functioned in the body. He had to go through all these physical limitations of a human body, just like everybody else. He had disease, he had all these things. He could have said, "Oh, I'm God. There is no disease can happen to me." No, body will have its disease. He had to suffer and all these things because he's taking in the body. So he had disease, he had to consult doctors and all. He could have said, "Oh, I'm God. Now all the disease from my body go away." No, that won't happen. Body will have its disease and all these things. Okay? So, this thing is very good question, Sesi. I always like your good questions. We will keep discussing more on this thing because this is not going to be clear so quick. You all think about it. Yeah, go ahead. What's your name?
Ansh.
Okay.
I had so in the book it actually said that Thakur, his realization was that he was Guru, not God, and you're saying that he thought he was God. So how could Guru and God be the same thing? Because Guru leads to God. It's the path.
Yes. This is again another very important question.
Godai, can you quickly end it and then continue that discussion? This discussion will take a long time.
Yeah. This discussion will it's already 9 minutes beyond time. So we'll discuss this question. So actually what happens is the path and the destination are actually spiritually speaking one thing. Okay? In this physical form, as a human form, we think there is a destination and there is a path to the destination. Okay? Because we live in this world of space and time. But in spiritually speaking, there is no space and no time. These are just mental creation. And because there is no space and time, the destination and the path both are actually the same thing. So the one who guides you to the ultimate reality is the reality itself. You will find all the way the God himself is guiding you in the form of Guru. And when you reach the destination, you will see that, okay, this is the person who is guiding me all the way, sitting at the top. So this is actually the ultimate of ultimate realization, which is in Vedanta we call it the ultimate realization. So we will discuss that little more, that the Guru which leads you to the ultimately you will find that the God himself is guiding in the form of the Guru. So that is where Guru and God is one and the same thing. Okay, so we'll discuss that more. But in the normal situation, the one who gets you to the God is the Guru, but at the end, the God himself was guiding you in the form of Guru. So it all boils down to the one and same thing. We'll discuss this. This is a very important question. Please remind me because I'm sometimes forgetting these questions and there's so much busy life going through. So you remind me, we'll discuss more. With this thing today is our actually time is off. We have already consumed more time than needed. And please go ahead with the Bhava Vinima. Just let me look at Bhava Vinima is today is the Bhava Vinima is I think Aaron he has not joined actually Bhava Vinima, so I think it is good. Aaron has not joined, right? No. Anhik, sorry. Anhik Bhava Vinima. Anhik, go ahead with your Bhava Vinima. Sorry.
Jagru, aji ମୋର first time ପାଳି ଅଛି ଆଉ Jagru, aji ମୋର first time ପାଳି ଅଛି ଆଉ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଛି ମୋର ଭାଇ କରିଛି ବାବା ବିନିମା ମୁଁ ଆଜି କରିବି ବାବା ବିନିମା ମତେ ବହୁତ ଖୁସି ଲାଗୁଛି ଠାକୁ ପାଣି ପିଇବାକୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ଆଉ ଠାକୁ ଭୋଗ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ଆଉ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମତେ ଡର ଲାଗୁଛି ମୁଁ କହୁଛି Jagru ଆଉ ଆମ ଗୋଟେ Christmas ଆମେ ଠାକୁ ପାଏ ଆଉ ଠାକୁ ବହୁତ ଖୁସି ହେଲେ ମତେ ସ୍ମରଣ କରେ last I'm praying ଠାକୁ for his blessings Jagru
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଆଜି ମୋର ପ୍ରଥମ ପାଳି ଜୀବନର ପ୍ରଥମ ପାଳି ବହୁତ ଡର ଲାଗୁଥିଲା କଣ ସବୁ କରିବି ଯୋଉ ଭାଇ ମାନଙ୍କ ସହିତ କଥା ହଉଥିଲି ପଚାରୁଥିଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସବୁ ପାଳି ଗୁଡା କେମିତି ତାପରେ କଣ କଣ ସବୁ କରନ୍ତି ସୁକନ୍ୟା ମାନଙ୍କୁ ପଚାରିଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଳିରେ କଣ କରନ୍ତି ମା କହିଲେ ସବୁ ମାନେ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ ରେ ଆସିଯିବ ଖାଲି ବିବରଣୀ ଟା ଲେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଠିକ ସମୟରେ ଉଠିବାକୁ ପଡିବ for at least 3 weeks before on the day and the next one ମତେ ଟିକେ ଡର ଲାଗୁଥିଲା ମୁଁ କହିଲି ମୋ ନାଁରେ ଏକୁଟିଆ ଆଉ କେହି ନାହାନ୍ତି ସେତେବେଳକୁ ଶିବାନୀ ମାଙ୍କ ନାଁ ଆଡ ହେଇନଥିଲା ଆଉ ସୌମ୍ୟ ଭାଇ ଫୋନ କଲେ ଭାଇ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମୁଁ କନଫର୍ମ କରୁଛି ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ହଁ ମୁଁ ତ କନଫର୍ମ ହେଇକି ବସିଛି December 15 ଆଉ ତ ନାହିଁ ବର୍ଷରେ ଆଉ ଟାଇମ ମୋ ନାଁ ପାଖରେ ଆଉ କେହି ନଥିଲେ ତାପରେ କହିଲେ ଶିବାନୀ ମାଙ୍କ ନାଁ ଆଡ କରୁଛି ମୁଁ କହିଲି ବହୁତ ଖୁସି ହେଇଗଲି ଯାହା ହଉ ଏଟଲିଷ୍ଟ ଜଣେ ମା ମିଳିଲେ ପାଖରେ ସବୁ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଗୁଡାକ ପଚାରିକି କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଇଯିବି ଆଉ ତାପରେ ଭାବିଲି ମାନେ ସୁବିଧା ହୁଅନ୍ତା ଯାଇକି ଭାଇଙ୍କ ଘରେ ଯଦି ଯାଇକି କରିପାରନ୍ତି ପାଳିଟା ତାହେଲେ ଆଉ ଟିକେ ସୁବିଧା ହୁଅନ୍ତା ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଟିକେ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ବି କଲୁ ଏଇ ସମୟରେ ସାଣ୍ଡିଆଗର ଟିକେ କାମ ଥିଲା ଆମ ଘର ମାଙ୍କର ଭାବିଲି ଏଇ ସମୟରେ ଆସିଲେ ଦି ଆଡୁ କାମ ହେଇଯିବ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ କାମ ହେଇଗଲା ପ୍ରଥମ କାମ ବି ହେଇଗଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ମୋମେଣ୍ଟରେ ସେ ସାଣ୍ଡିଆଗୋ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଟା ଡ୍ରପ୍ ହେଇଗଲା କହିଲେ ଆଉ ତାହେଲେ ହବନି ପୁଣି ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ କହିଲେ ଆଉ କାହିଁ ଛୁଟି କାହିଁ ଅନ୍ୟ ନେଇକି ଯିବି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଦିନ ଛୁଟି ନେବାର କିଛି ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଥିଲା ମଣ୍ଡେ ଦିନ ମୁଁ ତାହେଲେ December 25 ତାହେଲେ ଆସିବି କାହିଁକିନା ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଯଦି 2 ଦିନ ୱାର୍କ ଫ୍ରମ ହୋମ କରିଦେବି ଟିକେ ବେଶୀ ସମୟ ମିଳିବ ତ ବେଶୀ ମାନେ ଆଲୋଚନା କରିହବ କି ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ କିନ୍ତୁ ଫର୍ଚୁନେଟଲି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ଯେହେତୁ ମାଗି ଦେଇଥିଲି ଯେ ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଟିକେ କରିବି ବୋଲି ପାଳିଟା ମୋର ଆଉ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ମୋମେଣ୍ଟରେ ରେଣ୍ଟାଲ କାର୍ ଆଉ କ୍ୟାନସେଲ ହେଇପାରିଲାନି ଡିଲ୍ ସେ କିଣା ହେଇଥିଲା ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ହଉ ତାହେଲେ ଯିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ଆଉ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ କେମିତି ମାଗିଲେ ମାନେ ଟିକେ ଯଦି ଇଚ୍ଛା କରିଦେବେ ଟିକେ କେମିତି ସେ ପୁଣି ଜବରଦସ୍ତି ତାକୁ ପୂରଣ କରନ୍ତି ତ ସେଇଟା ରିଏଲାଇଜ କରୁଛି ବହୁତ ଏମିତି ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ ହେଇଛି ବଟ୍ ଗୋଟେ ରିସେଣ୍ଟ ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ ଯାହା ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ବହୁତ ଜିନିଷ ଆଜି ପଢା ହେଲା ଆଉ ଆମେ ଏଠି 4 ଜଣ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ବସିପାରୁଛୁ ଠିକ ରହୁଛୁ
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଠାକୁର ଭାଇ ମା ପିଲାମାନେ ଆଜି ପାଳି ଅଛି ଆଉ ଏଇ ଭାବ ବିନିମୟ ଆସିଲେ ସବୁଠୁ ଡର ଲାଗେ ଭଲ ପାଳି ନା ଖୁସି ଲାଗେ କିନ୍ତୁ ତାପରେ ଯେ ଭାବ ବିନିମୟ ଆସିଲେ ଜାଣିପାରିବି କଣ କହିବି ଭାବିଥାଏ ବହୁତ କିଛି ସପ୍ତାହ ହେଲାଣି ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ ଲାଷ୍ଟିକ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କଲା ପରେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରୁଛି କଣ କହିବି ସମୀକ୍ଷା ବେସିକାଲି ଏଇଟା ସେଟା କଣ କରିଛି ଆଉ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଉପଦେଶ ଶୁଣୁଛି କେତେ ଜୀବନରେ ମାନେ ପାଳନ କରୁଛି ଆଉ କେତେ ଦୂର ସେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା ଅଗ୍ରସର ହେଇଛି ସେଇଟା ଜଷ୍ଟ ସପ୍ତାହ ହେଲା ସେଇଟା ଚିନ୍ତା କରୁଛି ଏଇ ବର୍ଷ ଭିତରେ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ବହୁତ କିଛି ହେଇଛି ମାନେ ଠାକୁର ତ ବହୁତ କିଛି ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି ତାଙ୍କ ତରଫରୁ ଆମକୁ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସବୁବେଳେ ବେସିକାଲି ଆମେ ପଢୁଛେ ମାନେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ନିର୍ଭର କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆଜି ବି ସକାଳେ ପଢା ହଉଥିଲା ମାନେ ଆଉ ପରିଚୟ ପତ୍ର ସବୁବେଳେ ପଢୁଛେ ଯେ ସବୁ ନିର୍ଭର କର କିଛି କରିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ ଯାହା କିଛି ମାନେ ସବୁ ସମୟରେ ଦୁଃଖ ସବୁ ସମୟରେ ମାନେ କିଛି କୌଣସି ବିଚଳିତ ହେବନି ଆଉ ଯାହା ତୁମ କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ କରିଯିବ ସେଇଟା ପୁରା ତ ହେଇନି ମାନେ ସବୁବେଳେ ଟିକେ କଥା ହେବା ମାନେ ଖରାଟା ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ହେଇଯାଏ କି ନାହିଁ କିଛି କହିଲେ ସେଇଟା ରାଗିଯାଏ ସେଇଟା ତ କିଛି ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇନି ଦେଖୁଛି କିନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ଦେଖୁଛି ଯେତେବେଳେ ମାନେ ରାଗଟା ଆସୁଛି ତାର କିଛି ସମୟ ପରେ ମନରେ ବାସି କାହିଁ ରାଗୁଛନ୍ତି ମାନେ କିଛି ମାନେ ମୋର କିଛି ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟେସନ ରହିଯାଇଛି ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ହେଉଛି ସେଇଟା ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସେମାନେ ଆଗରୁ ସେଇଟା ମନରେ ଆସୁନଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ଏବେ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଆସୁଛି ଆଉ କେତେବେଳେ ସେଟା ମାନେ ଜୀବନ ଭିତରେ ଏଇ ବର୍ଷ ଭିତରେ ବହୁତ କିଛି ହେଇଛି ରିସେଣ୍ଟଲି ହଠାତ୍ ମାନେ ଆମେ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ହେଇଥାଏ ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ ଜିନିଷ ଦେଖିଲେନି ଏଇ ବର୍ଷ ଭିତରେ ମାନେ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ କରୁଛେ ଗୋଟେ ତାପରେ ପରମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତ ମାନେ ଆଜି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ହେଇଥିବ ପରମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତ ସେ ପୁରା ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଯିବ ମାନେ ଆମେ ଯାହା ଇଚ୍ଛା କରୁ ସେଇଟା ହୁଏନି ଅଲଗା କିଛି ହେଇଯାଏ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ମନ୍ଥରେ ଅକ୍ଟୋବର ସେମିତି ହେଲା ମାନେ ଆମର ତ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ମନ୍ଥରେ ଯିବା ଥିଲା ଆଶ୍ରମ ଯିବା ଥିଲା ଟାଇମ୍ରେ ଟିକଟ ଫିକଟ ହେଇଯାଇଥିଲା ତାପରେ ହଠାତ୍ ଖବର ଆସିଥିଲା ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ନନାଙ୍କ ଦେହ ଖରାପ ଯିବା ପଡ଼ିଲା ସେତେବେଳେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ଦେଖିଲେ ଆଗରୁ ଏମିତି ଦେହ ଖରାପ ପହଞ୍ଚି ହେଲେ ମନଟା ସବୁବେଳେ ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ହୁଏ ଯେ କଣ ହବ କଣ ନାହିଁ କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଥର ଏମିତି କିଛି ଲାଗିଲାନି ମାନେ ଶୁଣିଲେ ହଁ ହେଇଛି କିନ୍ତୁ କେବେ ଠାକୁର ଶୁଣିଲା ପରେ ଠାକୁର ଜଣେଇଲେ ହଁ ଏହା ହେଇଛି ଆଉ ଖାଲି ମନରେ ଏତିକି ଆସିଲେ ଠାକୁର ଏଇ ସିଚୁଏସନରେ ମୋର ଯାହା କରିବା କଥା ମୋ କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ କଣ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଏଟା କରିପାରେ ତାହା ପରେ ନିଅନ୍ତୁ ତ ସେଠିକି ଆଉ କିଛି ମାନେ କି ଯାହା ଭଲ ହେଇଯାଉ କଣ ସେ ମନରେ କିଛି ଆସିଲା କିଛି ମାଗିବା ପାଇଁ ଆଜିକା ସେ ବି ଦେଖିଛି ଯେତେବେଳେ ମାନେ କିଛି ସେମିତି କିଛି ମାନେ ମାଗିବାଟା ସେଇଟା ବନ୍ଦ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ଯାହା କିଛି ଏମିତି ସିଚୁଏସନ ଆସିଲେ ଖାଲି ମନେ ଏତିକି ଆସେ ଯେ ମୋର ଏଇ ସିଚୁଏସନରେ ମୋର କଣ କରିବା କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ ଆମେ ଜିନିଷ କରିପାରେ ଆଉ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଯାହା କହିଥିଲୁ ତାପରେ ସବୁ ଠିକ ଠାକ ହେଲା ମାନେ ଗଲୁ ଯାଇକି ମାନେ ଏଇ ସୁଯୋଗରେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଦେଖିଲେ ଏମିତି କେବେ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ କରୁଥିଲୁ କେବେ ଯାଉ ଏମିତି ପ୍ଲାନ୍ କରି ଯାଉ କେବେ ସପ୍ତାହ 2 ସପ୍ତାହ 2 ସପ୍ତାହ 3 ସପ୍ତାହ ତା ଭିତରେ ବି ମାନେ ମା ବୋଉମାନଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କିଛି ମାନେ ସମୟ ବିତାଇ ସମୟ ହେଇପାରିନି ଆଉ ଏଥର ଗଲି କିନ୍ତୁ ପୁରା ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲା କି ରହିପାରିଲି ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ତାପରେ 3 ସପ୍ତାହ ଥିଲେ ତାପରେ ରାଉରକେଲାରେ ଆଉ ବାପା ମାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କିଛି ସମୟ ବିତେଇଛି ଆଉ ଏଇଟା ମାନେ ଅନଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟେଡଲି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ କୃପା ଥିଲା କି ଯାଇକି ସେମାନଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ସମୟ ବିତେଇବା ଯୋଉଠି ଟିକେ ଦୂର ରହିଲା ପରେ ସେଇଟା ଆମେ କେବେ ମାନେ ଏତେ ବର୍ଷ ଭିତରେ ବି କରିପାରିନି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଯାହା ବି ହୁଏ ଯାହା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯୋଉ ସିଚୁଏସନ ବି ଆସେ ସେଇଟା ସବୁବେଳେ ଆମରି ଭଲ ପାଇଁ ହୁଏ ସବୁଥିରେ କିଛି ନା କିଛି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଉଦ୍ଦେଶ୍ୟ ଥାଏ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆମେ ସବୁବେଳେ ବୁଝିପାରିବୁନି ଆଉ ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ଲାଗେ କିନ୍ତୁ ପରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଦେଖିବା ଯେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରିବ ତାର କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ଉଦ୍ଦେଶ୍ୟ ଥିଲା ଯୋଉଟା କି ସେଟା କହୁଥିଲେ ଏଇଟା ଏଇ ମାନେ ସେ ସବୁବେଳେ ଆମର ମଙ୍ଗଳ ହିଁ କରନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଏଇ କଥାଟା ମାନେ ଏବେ ମାନେ ରିଅଲାଇଜ ଆଉ ସେଇଟା ସବୁବେଳେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ସେମିତି ସବୁ ତାଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ନିର୍ଭରତା ବଢୁ ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କ ଯୋଉ କାମ ପାଇଁ ଆମକୁ ସଂସାର ଚାହିଁଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ ଠିକ ସେ କରିପାରେ ଏତିକି ରହି ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ ଆଜି ଏବେ ପୂଜା କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଛି ଜୟ କୀର୍ତ୍ତନ କରି ଠାକୁର ଆପଣ ବିଜୟ କରିବେ ତାପରେ ଆପଣ ଭୋଗ ନିବେଦନ କରାଯିବ ତାପରେ ଭକ୍ତ ଭାଇ ପିଲାମାନେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଆସନ ମନ୍ଦିର ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଏଠି ବିଭାସନରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନଙ୍କ ଅନୁମୋଦନ କରିକି ପ୍ରସାଦ ସେବନ କରିବେ ତାପରେ ଆଜି ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା 6:30 ବେଳେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ପୂଜା ନିତ୍ୟ ପୂଜା ପାଇଁ ଠାକୁର ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରୁଛି ପୂଜା ଜଗତେ ଆମକୁ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ ଜଗଦେବେ ଆଉ ଏତିକି ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ।
Jai Guru Bhai. Jai Guru, I invite Sri Sri Thakur and all kids and their parents for the next puja to be held on December 22nd, 2019. Jai Guru.
शिशिर भाई की आराधना में की अच्छे निमंत्रण करते नेक्स्ट संग पूजा कहीं एनी वन ऑफ यू
भाई जय गुरु Thakur. I invite Thakur and young aspirants and bhais and mas for the next Sangha Puja. for next week. Sure.
ଠାକୁର ଭାଇ ମା ଓ ପିଲାମାନେ ଆଜି ମୋର ବିନୋଦ ଭାଇ ଆଉ ଆନିକର ସେବା ପାଇଥିଲା। ଆଜି ପୂଜାରେ ଯାହା କିଛି ଜାଣତରେ ବା ଅଜାଣତରେ ଯାହା କିଛି ତ୍ରୁଟି ବିଚ୍ୟୁତି ହେଇଯାଇଛି ଆମ ତରଫରୁ ପାଣିମାନଙ୍କ ତରଫରୁ କିମ୍ବା ମାନେ ସେବାରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ମୋ ତରଫରୁ କିଛି ବି ଭାଇ ମା ମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କ ତରଫରୁ କିଛି ତ୍ରୁଟି ରହିଯାଇଛି। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜ ଭାଇ ମା ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରୁଛି ଆଉ ଠାକୁର ପାଖରେ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ କରୁଛି ଯେମିତି ଭବିଷ୍ୟତରେ ଆମର ଏସବୁ ଭୁଲ ନ ହୁଏ। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ କରୁଛି ଆମେ ସବୁ ଭୁଲ ନ କରୁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବା। ଜୟଗୁରୁ
Amen.
দয়া ময়া বিচারি করে নিবেদন ময়া করে নিবেদন নিরন্তর মিলাই না পারে যেবে সব যন্ত্রে সুর 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 নামে বাই যেবে মঙ্গবের তব নামে বাই যেবে মঙ্গবের মোরা নুবানা সুরকে শিব অহংকার নুবানা সুরকে শিব অহংকার তুমি প্রভু মুজিদান এতে কীর্তনকার তুমি প্রভু মুজিদান এতে কীর্তনকার প্রেমময়া শ্রীচরণে করে নিবেদনা প্রেমময়া শ্রীচরণে প্রেমময়া শ্রীচরণে করে নিবেদনা প্রেমময়া শ্রীচরণে করে নিবেদনা প্রেমময়া শ্রীচরণে করে নিবেদনা জয় গাউতে ঈশ্বর জীবন তুম জয় গাউতে ঈশ্বর জীবন জয় গুরু 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 জয়